Hey everybody, welcome to Scotty's Moto Garage. On this episode, I'm going to be installing a RaceFit Growler X, a DNA Stage 2 air cleaner kit, and then I'm going to be doing an ECU flash with a BT-Moto EC flasher. So as you can see, there's the DNA air filter kit, the BT-Moto EC flasher. It's the DNA air filter service kit. And then there is my RaceFit full titanium exhaust. So the next thing you gotta do is get all this stuff cleared off and get the bike on the lift. All right, it's got the MT-09 up on the lift with the stock exhaust on. Give it a once around here. So, gonna start with the exhaust. Give it a once over before we get started here. So we'll start with the exhaust, and then I'll do the air cleaner after that, and then after that we will do the ECU flash. So first thing is I'll start tearing into getting this stock exhaust off. So one of the first things we got to do is we got to move the radiator, or get it to move a little bit. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but right up in there is a little 10mm bolt, and we have to get that out so that we can get this thing to tilt a little bit so that we can get to the header bolts. Okay, so I almost got the bolt out. I just used an extension, 1/4 inch extension with a swivel on it that allowed me to get up into there and get it loose. But it's kind of tight getting in there, so I'm gonna see if I can, yeah, there you go. Just pulled it out with my magnet. So now, yep, see, now we can push this out a little bit to get into those header bolts a little easier. So I'm sure that's going to be fun putting back in. All right, so as you can see, got all the header bolts out. So now, before I get too much further into it, I want to take the O2 sensor out, which routes up into here. So then I'm going to take these two bolts out here to get this cover off so I can get in there and loosen that. Probably have to cut those zip ties too. Okay, as you can see, got the zip ties cut. I unplugged this. It's kind of a pain. You have to get 3 spots pushed in all at one time. But one thing I noticed when I pulled this shroud off, the shroud that's covering this, there's actually on the inside, you can see there's these 2 pillars. Those have these little push screws on the back side of them. So you just unscrew them a little bit and then they should pop right out. Don't be too hard on them though, because they're plastic, so they'll break pretty easy. So that was pretty much it. Just this was clipped in there. Took out 2 zip ties here, 1 there, and then unplugged that. And then this is a 17 mil, and you just unscrew that and set it off to the side, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need that again with the new pipes. And then we'll, I think we have to extend it. From looking at the kit, it looks like we're gonna have to extend it back further. So I think there's an extension kit in there that I saw. So we'll just leave that the way it is for now and So then we'll go around to this side, and it looks like we got a couple of mounting bolts back here, and we'll go from there. So I will hit you up in a couple minutes to, should be about ready to drop the old exhaust out. Alright, let's see here. Hopefully you can, let's move this around a little bit. See this a little bit better. Trying to get a good angle for this. So this is the last bolt. Take out here. Inside there's two here on the sides. Take that one out, and then we should be able to start getting these flanges off. Still attached to the little one. Of course, it's the hardest one to get out. It's hard to get into it. Let's see here. Let's get a long screwdriver. Feel like we got something hanging up on this side. Yep, got a bolt there. Looks like I got a couple of bolts on this side now too. All right, so we will get those and then we will drop it out. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Should be this time the last bolt that's in here holding this huge ass stock exhaust in. Gotta get the weight of the pipe off of it so it'll come out. No, that's out. This big ass thing should drop out. Yes. Go around to the other side, maybe it'll be a little bit easier to get it out from this side. There we go. Pull that sucker out. So yeah, there's the stock exhaust. Huge ass thing, and it's about 15 pounds from what I've read and seen on other videos and stuff. So it'd be nice to get all that weight off there. I'm pretty sure I need to take these flanges off. I don't know, I'll have to look. I don't know if they do come off. Anyway, I know on Harleys they'd actually come off and you swap them out, but actually now that I'm looking at it, I don't think so. Nope, the other one's already got stuff on there. So, all right, so there's the old one, completely off the bike, and we will start working on putting the new one on. All right, so I got the new headers are all installed. See, I got them all installed up in there. Now, if you notice, I have them, let's get some light up there where you can see they're still loose. I just got them in enough to where they'll stay in place and the exhaust gaskets won't fall out. That way I can adjust down here as I need to, and then I'll tighten up at the end. You don't want to crank it down all the way at the beginning, otherwise you'll end up with pop that lid off. Notice that. It's to my coolant reservoir. Definitely don't want that off. Anyway, so yeah. So I got those loose. That way when I run the rest of my pipes, I can tighten them up and or at least connect them and get everything connected. And then I can go back and, you know, tighten down on my way back. But if you have it all tightened down to begin with, then you won't be able to, stuff won't line up and all that kind of stuff. So next step, I'll put the next piece of the pipe on and go from there. Okay, one thing else I wanted to point out is you got these two O2 sensor bungs. I think that's what they're called. Anyway, but you only use one on American versions. The two are for European versions. So I believe they're, yep, right here. Look here, there's a plug for the bung right there. So I'll pull that out. Pull it out where you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, so you got a little bung, and that'll go in one of these holes. I think it's the top one that we plug, that we don't use here. And then the other one, that's where our O2 sensor is going to plug in. So I'll double check on that before I actually do it, but because I'll probably go ahead and do that now because I want to get this put in before I start getting it all set up in there, and then realize that it's a pain in the ass to get to. So anyway, so yeah, next step. Okay, yeah, so after checking this one, that's kind of, because it's kind of going to go on the bike like this. So the one on the right side of the bike is the one you plug, and then your O2 sensor goes in the left side. Because once you mount it up like this, it's going to go something similar to that. So right side, rightish side, plug, left side. You put your O2 sensor in, and then obviously if you're doing a Euro bike, then you're going to have two O2 sensors, so you're going to fill both those. So, all right, so now I'm going to start trying to fit that up in there, get that on, and then also run the, I'll show you what I've done so far with the O2 sensor. So this is the extension they sent with the bike. I plugged it in here. I'm following the directions. It says to run it up and over through there, and then it's supposed to come back here underneath this, and then the wire from below is supposed to come up and hook up in there. So I'm gonna play with that. I don't know if I 100% like that or not, so I don't know if I like the way it comes up and over, but it goes in there. But we'll wait and see what happens. I might change the routing a little bit just to where I like it better. But anyway, so that's the plan for right now. Once I get to figure out exactly how I'm going to route it, then I'll show you guys. But the main thing right now is I just wanted to show you that I got it kind of pre-routed. I'm just going to leave it there until I get the pipes hooked up a little bit more. Then once I have a more permanent location for that, then I'll run the pipe, the wire up from the pipe, and then we'll meet in the middle and figure that out. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So next thing is just getting all the pipes lined up and going from there. Okay, so now this gets into why we left the headers loose. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Try to adjust the camera where you can see good. So I've got to match the 3 pipes holes on the midsection to these. Let's see if I can get you a better look at it. To those 3, and I have to be able to manipulate the headers around because you can see they don't fit just directly in, so I got to move the headers around a little bit to get them to fit in there. So to be able to do that, let's see how that works. To be able to do that, I need to be able to move these headers around a little bit so that I can get these pipes lined up. There we go. All right, so now you can see they're all 3 lined up. So now I just got to add the springs to pull them together. So I'll probably try pushing them in a little bit further, but you get the picture. And then as you can see, the wire for the O2 sensors over there. So, all right. Let's get to it. Okay, so bung installed. There's the spring. There's 3 of them. There's 1 there. And then there's 2 down in there that hook and then go to a single eyelet back here. So there's the O2 sensor. So we're getting there. Just gotta finish mounting and tighten stuff up and run the line. And we'll put the tailpipe in and we'll be pretty much done. So we're getting there, getting closer. All right, so got those run. It uses the same bolt right here that goes through, and then it just has a washer and a nut that goes on from the back. You can see that back in there. There's a bolt and a nut, or a nut and a washer on the back side that mounts that there. And then we're gonna mount this up here, which is the hanger for the tailpipe. So that's what we'll do next. Got to take this off. I think it mounts behind it, and then that goes down. Yeah, like that. And that goes down to the pipe. So still got everything pretty much loose. It's still moving around. Once I get everything lined up and everything, all the bolts ran, then I'll start at the front and I'll start snugging my headers up and then work my way back. So that's where we're at, and I still got to run the line on the other side too. So next update, we'll probably have everything mocked up, and then we'll talk about that the line for the header, or for the O2 sensor. God, I can't talk tonight. So anyway, yeah, so let's finish getting that mocked up, and then I'll run through what I ended up doing for the O2 sensor. We'll give you an overview of what it is before we start tightening everything down. Almost there, looking good. I'm excited. All right, got everything mounted. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. Right down, everything's tightened up. Just gonna put the side cover right back here over the radiator. I wanted to show you the routing for the O2 sensor. So the O2 sensor is down in there. So I brought it up right between there, up through here, zip tied it there. Kind of got it hidden behind those hoses there. We got another zip tie there. Then it loops up and over the top, and then comes right back through the top of the shroud, and then that's where it normally hooks up. So got a zip tie in there. Normally it used to come out down the bottom, so got it tucked in there as good as I can. The zip tie on it, so just got to throw the shroud back on that side as well. I think that's pretty much it. So I've got the O2 sensor all hooked up, everything's tightened up. I'm just gonna put these shrouds back on, and that's about it. She's looking pretty awesome if you ask me. Gotta wipe it all down good and go from there. All right, well, that's all for tonight. I got the covers put back on. So, yeah, looks good. It's funny on this side, it just looks like it's so much higher off the ground now without that big, huge pipe on the bottom. So, all right, we're gonna drop the lift down. I'm gonna call it a night. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. So, drop this down and starting tomorrow, we will get started on the airbox and get the airbox done, and then we will start working with the BT-Moto and start working on getting that taken care of. So, all right, folks. Well, that's the install for the RaceFit. Like I said, tomorrow we'll start working on the airbox, putting in the DNA stage 2 air filter kit, and then doing the BT-Moto reflash. So stay tuned. If you like the video, give it a like, share it, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel and keeps you updated on all our latest content. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new uploads. We've got a lot more exciting content coming your way that you definitely won't want to miss. Also, if you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. We love hearing from you and we'll do our best to respond to everyone. Finally, be sure to follow us on our social media channels for more behind-the-scenes content and updates. You can find all the links in the description below. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.